We discussed about the centroid of the triangle, and now in this class I am going to deal with what? Most probably circumcenter, orthocenter, and with the 9-point center I am going to discuss. Right? Have a look at this. First of all, I am going to define circumcenter. Right? So first of all, I will discuss about the basic concept related to the circumcenter, orthocenter, and incenter. No, not incenter, 9-point center. And after that, related to this circumcenter, orthocenter, and 9-point center, we have to solve few problems right here in the class. So circumcenter, as I mentioned you, see in the previous class we discussed about the median and the centroid. Median is the line joining vertex to the midpoint of opposite side, and there exist three medians, and the point of concurrency of those three medians is the centroid. Now here we are going to handle with the circumcenter. Just have a look here. For suppose if I have a triangle, ABC, you just say the name of the triangle is ABC. See, consider the midpoint of BC. This is the midpoint of BC, and passing through this midpoint, if we prepare a perpendicular for the BC, right? This line is perpendicular to the BC as well as passing through the midpoint. So this line is mentioned as the perpendicular bisector of BC. Once think about it. The name itself is suggesting perpendicular bisector. Bisectioning means equally division, right? The point, the line is dividing the line segment BC in two equal parts, and that too this line is perpendicular to the BC. That's why we mention it as the perpendicular bisector of BC. Okay, so perpendicular bisector is meant for the sides, whereas medians are meant for the vertices. So perpendicular bisector of BC. See, since there are three sides in the triangle, there exist three perpendicular bisectors in the triangle. So this is one perpendicular bisector. If you concentrate at this point, which is the midpoint of AC, and if you draw a perpendicular to the midpoint of AC, to the midpoint and perpendicular to AC, this line is the perpendicular bisector of AC. Likewise, through the midpoint of AB and perpendicular to the AB, if you join a perpendicular, it is perpendicular to AB and passing to the midpoint. So we mention it as the perpendicular bisector of AB. So at the end, what I am going to conclude you is, basically perpendicular bisector means a line which is perpendicular to a side and passing through its midpoint is called the perpendicular bisector of BC. Since there are three sides in a triangle, there exist three perpendicular bisectors, and those three perpendicular bisectors will meet at a point. This point of concurrency is mentioned as the circumcenter of the triangle. So at the end, the point of concurrency of the three perpendicular bisectors is mentioned as the circumcenter of the triangle. So what is circumcenter? Circumcenter is the point of concurrency of the three perpendicular bisectors. And what is perpendicular bisector? A line which passes through the midpoint of a side and perpendicular to it is called the perpendicular bisector. And since this is the perpendicular circumcenter, I have a special property related to this circumcenter. What it is? So if you have a triangle, and if you locate the perpendicular bisector of circumcenter of the triangle as S, this is A, this is B, and this is C. If you join SA and SB as well as SC, all these three distances are equal. SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. Right? See, the circumcenter is the point which is equidistant from the all the three vertices of a triangle. Since all these three are equal, that equal distance is mentioned represented by capital R and is mentioned as the circumradius. Have a look. Circumradius. And one more speciality related to this circumcenter is, with this S as the center and this R as the radius, if you draw a circle, that circle surely passes through the three vertices of the triangle. Just have a look, right? And this SA is equals to SB is equals to SC is the logical thing which is helpful to find the circumcenter when three vertices A, B, C are given. Right? I am repeating about the circumcenter and the perpendicular bisectors once again, and then I move to the orthocenter. Just have a look here. See, first of all, we need to know about the perpendicular bisector of a side. A line which passes through the midpoint and perpendicular to it is called the perpendicular bisector of the side BC. Since there are three sides, there exist three perpendicular bisectors, and those three perpendicular bisectors will meet at a point. That point of concurrency is the circumcenter. And if you concentrate on this circumcenter is equidistant from the three vertices of the triangle such that SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. And that equal distance is represented by capital R and is mentioned as circumradius. And now with this S as the center and this distance R as the radius, if you draw a circle, that circle surely passes through the three vertices of the triangle, and the triangle looks like this. And this circle is called circumcircle, this radius is called circumradius, that point is known as circumcenter. Now, you see, in coordinate system, to find the circumcenter, we just utilize that circumcenter is equidistant from the vertices, and that is SA is equals to SB is equals to SC is the thing which is helpful to find the circumcenter if three vertices A, B and C are given. And this is something about the perpendicular bisector and circumcenter. Have a look, go with a screenshot, and then I will discuss about orthocenter. Have a look here. Yeah, erasing this. See, after this circumcenter, in previous class we discussed about the centroid, and now after this circumcenter we need to know about orthocenter of the triangle. Just have a look. See, circumcenter is denoted by S, orthocenter is denoted by H, or sometimes maybe with O. Right? See, what is orthocenter? If you have a triangle ABC, in this triangle ABC, right, perpendicular drawn from a vertex to the opposite side is called altitude of A. What we call it as altitude of A. Just have a look. See, altitudes are also meant for the vertices A, B, C, but whereas perpendicular bisectors are meant for the sides. And now here the task is about the altitude. See, start from the vertex A and then you just meet BC such that this line is perpendicular to BC. This is called the altitude of A, right? So similarly, you have a chance to draw altitudes for B and C also. So for example, if you have a triangle, altitude of the vertex is nothing but a line drawn from one vertex to the opposite side perpendicularly is mentioned as the altitude. And similarly, if you draw altitudes for the vertex BC as well as altitudes for the vertex C also, and these three altitudes will meet at a point, that point is mentioned as the orthocenter, right? Once again I am repeating, point of concurrency of altitudes is orthocenter. As I discussed earlier, point of concurrency of perpendicular bisectors is centroid, and as we discussed in the previous class, point of concurrency of medians is the centroid. Now we are discussing about the orthocenter. That orthocenter is the point of concurrency of altitudes, right? If you have three altitudes, those three altitudes will meet at a point, and that is the orthocenter, and that altitude is the line drawn from vertex to the opposite side perpendicularly, right? See, we don't have any direct method to find the orthocenter, right? If we are in straight lines, then by finding the equations of altitudes, we will find the orthocenter on solving those equations. But now since we are in coordinate system, we don't have a direct technique to find the orthocenter using the formula of the coordinate system. we have a method to find circumcenter using SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. And we have a formula to find centroid as x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. But we don't have a direct rule or formula technique to find the orthocenter. So to solve that, to find the orthocenter, if three vertices A x1 y1, B x2 y2 and C x3 y3 are given, then we need to get the support of the Euler line in a triangle. Right? Now I am going to discuss about that Euler line. Right? Have a look. First I mentioned you about the circumcenter and then about the orthocenter. Now I am going to mention you about the Euler line. Just have a look here. See, Euler line is the line proposed by the Euler such that in a triangle, if you look, for example, if you have a triangle, if this is your triangle, see, from this vertex, if you draw a perpendicular, this is what? Altitude, right? See, you may say it as AP, this is altitude. And for example, if you have a point M as the midpoint of the sides, see midpoint, then passing through the midpoint and perpendicular to the side is called the perpendicular bisector. Have a look guys. See, this is the triangle ABC. This AP is altitude, whereas this line is the perpendicular bisector. And as well as if you join this vertex A to the midpoint is called the median. Right? So I mentioned you about the median, altitude and perpendicular bisector using different diagrams. But now in one triangle I am representing all the three. What are the three? This is the altitude passing through the vertex perpendicular to the opposite side. And this is the perpendicular bisector passing through the vertex and perpendicular to a side. And this is the median starting from the vertex and set the midpoint of the opposite side. And now as we discussed that, see on this altitude somewhere orthocenter is located. On this median somewhere centroid will be there. On this perpendicular bisector somewhere circumcenter is there. Now if you observe in a triangle, see somewhere orthocenter and somewhere centroid and at some other position circumcenter will be there. All these 3 points will passes through a line. See, all these 3 passes will passes through a line, and that line is known as the Euler line of the triangle by the name of the mathematician Euler. Right? And also Euler proposed that if you find out the triangle which is passing through the orthocenter, centroid and circumcenter, here again this centroid divides orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. So what it is? Hg is to Gs is equals to 2:1. Right? Once again I am repeating. Yeah, we know that median and point of concurrency are centroids. We know that perpendicular bisector and 3 perpendicular bisectors meet at a point as circumcenter. We know about altitude and 3 altitudes will meet at the point orthocenter. Now at the end we have 3 different centers: centroid, orthocenter and circumcenter in a triangle. And if you concentrate on those 3 centers, all these 3 centers are again collinear. They passes through a single line, and that is identified by the mathematician Euler. So we name that line as the Euler line. And on that Euler line, again this centroid divides the line joining orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. This is also one of the helpful thing to find any one of these 3 if it misses. Right? So as I mentioned, I am again repeating. So we have a formula to find the centroid. We have a technique to find the circumcenter using SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. So using these 2 tricks and formulae, we find centroid and circumcenter. After having centroid and circumcenter, use this ratio to find the orthocenter. Now at the end you have orthocenter in your hands, and this is the way. Right? And regarding this Euler line, one more thing is also important task to identify what it is. I am erasing this. Just go with this screenshot, and then I will mention you about the 9-point center. Right? Just have a look. So in today's class, initially we are discussing about circumcenter, orthocenter, Euler line, and then 9-point center. After all these things, we are going to solve few problems related to all these points, right? And in the next class, I am going to deal with the incenters and the excenters. In yesterday's class and previous class, we discussed about the centroid, and that's our syllabus. That's what we have to discuss for the exams point of view also, right? I am erasing this. Yeah. See, what is a 9-point center, right? We know about centroid, circumcenter, orthocenter, okay? And in the next class, I am going to discuss with the incenter also. And now, what is the 9-point center? Just have a look. We need to know few identities, few observations regarding the 9-point center. I will just mention those observations. Just have a look here. For example, if you have a triangle ABC, as I told you, there exist 3 altitudes for the triangle. This is one altitude, right? See, if this is the altitude, this D is called the foot of the altitude. Because it is the altitude, this D acts like foot for the altitude, so that D is the foot of the altitude. From B, if you join a line, it means AC. AC at E. So this E is also foot of the altitude BE. As I mentioned you, altitude is a line which is perpendicular to the side and passing through the opposite vertex. This AD, BE, CF are the altitudes, where this DEF are feet of altitudes. DEF are feet of altitudes. And afterwards, the point of concurrency is mentioned as the orthocenter. Is it right? Point of concurrency of altitudes is the orthocenter. Now, you just locate the midpoint of the line joining A and H as X, B and H as Y, C and H as Z. So I have 3 more points, X, Y, Z. What are these? These are the midpoints of AH, BH and CH, right? And then you just locate the midpoints of the sides. M is the midpoint of the side, or you may say PQ. P is the midpoint of the side, Q is the midpoint of the side, and R is also the midpoint of the side. So P, Q, R, midpoints of, okay, sides. What are those sides? BC, CA and AB. Just have a look at the board. I located 9 different points. See, among those 9 points, 3 points are DEF, foot of the altitudes, and 3 more points are XYZ, and they are the midpoints of AH, BH and CH, and PQR are the 3 more points which are the midpoints of the sides, right? Now, see, from different properties of the circles from plane geometry, we can conclude that passing through these 9 points, there exists a circle, and that circle is known as the 9-point circle, right? See, there exists a circle passing through these 9 points, and that circle is known as 9-point circle. Its center is known as the 9-point center, usually denoted by the letter N. Just have a look at the board. If you know about the 9-point center, that's enough to solve the problems in this coordinate system, right? And if you still interested to know completely about the 9-point circle, the diagram, the shape, how it is there, see, everything you just learn it from the plane geometry, right? Now, I am just mentioning here about the 9-point circle and the 9-point center because we have few problems related to that 9-point center also. So, what is a 9-point circle and what is a 9-point center? There exists a circle passing through the 9 points is called 9-point circle, right? And that those 9 points are DEF, foot of altitudes, XYZ, midpoints of these line segments AH, BH and CH, PQR, the midpoints of the sides BC, CA, AB. So for every circle, surely there is a center, and the center for that 9-point circle is the 9-point center N, right? And there is a relation for the Euler line with this 9-point center also. I am going to mention that. You just have a look at the board and then go for a screenshot. See, as I mentioned you, in every triangle there is Euler line, and that Euler line orthocenter, centroid and circumcenter will lie such that centroid divides the line joining orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. In a similar way, 9-point center also lies on the Euler line, and this 9-point center will divide the line joining orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 1:1. Now, if you combine all these things, for example, I have a line. See, if you say it as Euler line, by combining these two, if this is the orthocenter and if this is the circumcenter, and somewhere we have 9-point center, and at some other position we have centroid also. See, the ratio between all these three things will be like this: 3:1:2. The ratio Hn is to Ng is to Gs is equals to 3:1:2. With this ratio, if you move n to h is 3 parts, n to s is also 3 parts. That means n is the midpoint, right? And if you look at the g to h, 3 plus 1 4, g to s 2, and this is 4, this is 2. The ratio is 2:1. If you look separately about the centroid and the 9-point center, centroid divides this h and s in the ratio 2:1, whereas 9-point center divides h and s in the ratio 1:1. And if you look at a time about these both points, 9-point center and centroid, the ratio between all the 3 points h, n, g and s is 3:1:2. Just have a look, go with the screenshot. See, in coordinate system, our task is to find the coordinates for different centers, right? See, already we have section division formula. If the ratio is m:n. Now this total task is about the ratios and along with these points. So I have totally how many points here? Orthocenter, 9-point center, centroid and circumcenter. And I have a ratio between these centers. So if you have any 2 out of these 4, then using this ratio concept along with the section division formula, we are able to find the coordinates for other vertices also. Right? Have a look, and then I will give you one problem here to solve. Just look at the problem. For a triangle ABC, centroid is given as 5/3, 3, vertex A 0, 1, vertex B 2, 3. Then you need to find third vertex C and circumcenter, orthocenter and 9-point center of the triangle ABC. How to solve all these things? See, we have a formula to find the centroid also. With that, we are able to find the third vertex C. So what I am going to do now here, it is C. Just have a look. Let C is equals to, since the third vertex, you just let it as x3, y3. Right? Then I have vertex A as 0, 1, vertex B as 2, 3. Then what is the centroid? See, then this is x1, y1, this is x2, y2, and third vertex is x3, y3. Then 0 plus 2 plus x3 by 3, 1 plus 3 plus y3 by 3. This is the centroid formula. x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. And this centroid is given in the problem as what it is, 5/3, 3. So this implies 5/3, I will write that 3 as 9/3. No problem, right? Is equals to 2 plus x3 by 3, here it is 4 plus y3 by 3. And now if you equalize the corresponding x coordinate as well as the corresponding y coordinates, you will get that x3 is equals to 3 and 3 will get cancelled. x3 is equals to 3 and y3 is equals to 4 plus y3 is 9, right? And y3 is equals to 5. So x3 is 3 and y3 is 5. Therefore at the end the coordinates of C are nothing but 3, 5. Therefore we have the coordinates of C as 3, 5. This is just the first part of the problem. See, for the space concern, I am going to erase this. Have a look first, and I will go for the next one. The way to find circumcenter, orthocenter, and 9-point center here. Just have a look what we discussed on the board. Two vertices A 0, 1, B 2, 3 are given, and they ask us to find the third vertex C, and centroid is given as 5 by 3 comma 3. Since I don't have third vertex, you just let it as x3 comma y3. Now the three vertices are 0, 1, 2, 3, x3 comma y3. If you apply centroid formula for this 3, 0 plus 2 plus x3 by 3 is the x coordinate, 1 plus 3 plus y3 by 3 is the y coordinate. And if you apply this centroid to the given one, 5 by 3 comma 9 by 3, you will get that x3 is 3, y3 is 5, and the centroid as third vertex C is 3 comma 5. Now at the hand I have three vertices of the triangle ABC along with the centroid also. But what is my question? Again they ask you to find circumcenter, and now I am going to find out circumcenter, and for the space concern I am erasing everything here. And now the third vertex is 3 comma 5. See this C, we found it as 3 comma 5. Now to find circumcenter. Again, since we don't know about circumcenter, now you just let the circumcenter S is equals to alpha comma beta, right? Then according to the geometrical property of the circumcenter is equidistant from the three vertices. So you just write it like SA is equals to SB is equals to SC. And what is SA? SA is the distance from circumcenter to the vertex A. SB is the distance from circumcenter to the vertex B. SC is the distance from circumcenter to C. While moving with the distance formula, the distance is square root of something. So to remove that square root, I am just squaring here itself. See, SC square is equals to SB square is equals to SC square. Now if you observe here, what is SC square actually? SC square is the distance from alpha comma beta to this 0 comma 1. Then it becomes like this. Distance x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Actually there is a square root for this, but this square will remove that square root. Now SB square. SC is alpha comma beta, B is 2 comma 3. You may write it like this. Alpha minus 2 whole square plus beta minus 3 whole square. And that is equals to SC square. Distance from alpha beta to the 3 comma 5. You may write it like alpha minus 3 whole square plus beta minus 5 whole square. Now our task is to find the circumcenter, and our plan is SA is equals to SB is equals to SC, and our implementation part is this one. See, SA square is equals to SB square is equals to SC square. With that we have this relation on alpha beta. Using this relation we need to find alpha and beta. So we apply square thing here. Then it becomes like alpha square plus beta square minus 2 beta plus 1 is equals to, and if you look here, alpha square plus beta square minus 4 alpha minus 6 beta, 4 plus 9 is 13 is equals to alpha square plus beta square minus 6 alpha minus 10 beta plus 25 plus 9 is 34. Just have a look here. See, these three things are equal. Since these three things are equal, see, alpha square plus beta square is the common thing everywhere. You just cancel that alpha square and beta square. After cancelling that alpha square and beta square, just combine these two to get a relation on alpha and beta. Again combine these two to get another relation on alpha and beta. Now, what I have in my hands, if you send everything to one side, here from these two relations, 4 alpha comes this side, will becomes 4 alpha, minus 6 beta is plus 6 beta, minus 2 beta is 4 beta. See, if you send plus 13 this side, it will become minus 12 is equals to 0. And from these two, 6 alpha this side, 2 alpha, minus 10 beta. 10 beta minus 6 beta is 4 beta. And then 13 minus 34 is just 21 is equals to 0. Is it right? 4 minus 3 is 1 and 3 minus 1 is 21. Now what I have in my hands? See, from this, if you divide with 4, you have that alpha plus beta minus 3 is equals to 0. And from this, what it is? 2 alpha plus 4 beta minus 21 is equals to 0. Using these two, we have to solve for alpha and beta. As a solution, what I am going to do is, I just multiply the first equation with 2. It becomes like 2 alpha plus 2 beta minus 6 is equals to 0. Now if you subtract, these two will get cancelled. So 2 beta minus 21 plus 6 is minus 15 is equals to 0. Right? Then beta is equals to 15 by 2. If I am correct everywhere. See, check in your own way if they did any mistake somewhere. Huh? See, then beta is equals to 15 by 2. If that beta is equals to 15 by 2, then what you say about alpha? Alpha plus beta is equals to minus 3, right? Then alpha is equals to 3 minus beta. Since alpha is equals to 3 minus beta, 3 minus 15 by 2, and on simplification 6 minus 15 minus 9 by 2 is your alpha. At the end, our circumcenter is alpha comma beta, and that alpha is minus 9 by 2 and that beta is 15 by 2. This is the lengthy process to find the what? Circumcenter of the triangle using SA is equals to, right? If we know about the equations of the straight lines and the way to find the point of congruency and everything, we have some other procedure with those equations. But now, since we are in coordinate system, this is the trick we need to learn, right? And if the triangle is any special one, then it is easy to find again the circumcenter. I will discuss all those different special triangles also right now here. Just now have a look. Initially, two vertices and centroid is given, and I found using centroid formula the third vertex has 3, 5. After having those 3 vertices, to find the circumcenter, let that circumcenter as alpha beta, use SA, SB, SC, square it. Then the distance between these two is alpha minus 0 square plus beta minus 1, alpha minus 2 square plus beta minus 3, alpha minus 3 square plus beta minus 5 whole square. Now you just apply square rule, alpha square, beta square minus 2 beta plus 1. Right? And here alpha square, beta square minus 4 alpha minus 6 beta plus 9 plus 4, 30. And there if you come there, alpha square plus beta square minus 6 alpha minus 10 beta plus 25 plus 9 is 34. Now if you combine these two, 4 alpha plus 4 beta minus 12, 0. That means if you divide with 4, first relation. Then if you combine these two, 2 alpha plus 4 beta minus 21, 0, and there is a second relation. On solving this, you get that alpha as minus 9 by 2 and beta as 15 by 2. Just have a look and go with a screenshot right now. The question is asking us to find circumcenter, orthocenter, 9-point center also. Okay. But now what I have in my hands is, I am erasing all this. Only 2 vertices of centroid is given actually. I found third vertex, and then now I found this circumcenter also. At the end in my hands, I have centroid. Just look at this, and circumcenter. What I found it now? Minus 19 by 2 comma 15 by 2. Is it right? So this is the circumcenter. Now how to find orthocenter? Right. For orthocenter, you need to get the support of Euler line only. Right. So use the concept of Euler line. See, if you look at on the Euler line, this is orthocenter, this is circumcenter, and this is centroid. This centroid divides this line in the ratio 2:1. I know the coordinates of centroid as 5 by 3 comma 3, and coordinates of the circumcenter as minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2. But I don't know the coordinates of orthocenter. So since you don't know about, you just let it as P comma Q. You need to find this orthocenter now. Now to find that orthocenter, my suggestion is you just go with this section division formula. See, just treat it as some x1 y1 and treat it as some x2 y2, and this ratio is m is to n. M x2 plus n x1 by m plus n comma m y2 plus n y1 by m plus n. If you apply section division formula for these 2 points with this ratio, you will get again centroid only. So from this diagram, see, from this diagram again centroid is equals to mx2. Multiply this 2 with minus 9 by 2. You will have minus 9 plus nx1. 1 into p is p divided by m plus n is 3 comma m by 2. 2 when multiplied with this 15 by 2 will become 15 plus ny1. 1 into q is q divided by 3. This is the centroid. But as given the centroid is 5 by 3 comma 3, nothing but 9 by 3. So as given this centroid is 5 by 3 comma 9 by 3. Given thing is that 5 by 3 comma 9 by 3 and our founding is minus 9 plus p by 3 comma 15 plus q by 3. If you equalize these two, minus 9 plus p is equals to 5. Equalize the x coordinates, and if you equalize the y coordinates, 15 plus q is equals to 9. From this two, the value of p is equals to 14 and the value of q is equals to 15 minus 9, 6. Is it right? 14 comma 6. And now this orthocenter is 14 comma 6. Have a look. This is the way you to utilize the Euler line to find the centroid, right? See, once again I am repeating. I have centroid as 5 by 3 comma 3 and circumcenter as minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2. Now my task is to find the orthocenter. Since I don't know about the orthocenter, I need to get the support of what? See, this is not 6 actually. 9 minus 15 minus 6. Okay. Send that 15 that side. Right. And now my task is to find orthocenter. So you just let that orthocenter as p comma q. Now this centroid is dividing orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. So you just apply section division formula for this p comma q and then this circumcenter s with this ratio 2:1. You get it like this. But this centroid as given 5 by 3 comma 9 by 3. Equalize the x coordinates, equalize the y coordinates. You will get that p as 14, q as minus 6, and your orthocenter is 14 comma minus 6. Right? This is the way to find the centroid. No, orthocenter, right? And another part in the question is you need to find 9-point center also. How to find 9-point center? I will just mention that also here, and then I will complete the session. Just if you look at this, as I mentioned you, there is another part in the question to find 9-point center. On Euler line, 9-point center is equals to midpoint of orthocenter and circumcenter. On Euler line, 9-point center is midpoint of orthocenter and circumcenter. Now I found orthocenter as 14 comma minus 6. Circumcenter we have that minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2. Use the midpoint for this h and s. Right? If you use that midpoint is equals to 14 minus 9 by 2 divided by 2 comma and then minus 6 plus 15 by 2 divided by 2. If you simplify this, you will get the 9-point center also. Right? So if you know about the centroid and circumcenter, if you know about the centroid and circumcenter, then using this trick we will find orthocenter. Using this trick we will find 9-point center. Once again I will repeat you. We will easily find centroid of the triangle using x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. And then we can find the circumcenter using the geometrical trick that SI is equals to SB is equals to SC. After having that centroid and circumcenter, to find orthocenter, we will use this concept of Euler line. Centroid divides h and s in the ratio 2:1. And after having this centroid, orthocenter, the midpoint of this orthocenter and circumcenter is just nothing but 9-point center. Right? For a general triangle, if it is not any special, to find orthocenter, the one and only one way is utilization of centroid and circumcenter. Or otherwise, we will use the equations of straight lines. But now, I am neglecting that. I am just concentrating on the concepts of coordinate system. Is it clear? Just have a look and go with the screenshot.